Have you ever wondered how Odoo.com managed to stay upright? And yeah, you're right. Like in Idiocracy, we are using rubber and belt to stay it together. No, obviously not. As Odoo, the company, unsurprisingly, it's because we use Odoo. So, welcome to this talk about how Odoo implements Odoo for itself. So, Odoo, the company, implements Odoo, the product, if you are following. I'm Thibaut François, and I'm responsible, the technical responsible of the team who take care of that implementation. I've made this presentation with our product owner, Aline Preyon. So in this presentation, we will see why it's not that easy to implement Odoo for Odoo, and why actually it's a good news for you that we tackle those challenges. So we will have first a landscape of our implementation and the company. Then we talk a little bit about the mission of my team, and finally some example of challenge that we had to tackle, how we tackled them, and why it was good for the product. Okay, let's start with the landscape. If you have questions, you can scan the QR code. It will appear from time to time, so don't worry if you missed it. Let's first talk about the group. You probably already know everything about Odoo, but just for those who don't know yet, it's a multinational of 14 companies, counting 4,700 for the moment employee. This is a bit of the history of Odoo with the number of employees and the company we opened. And you see until 2017, it was manageable with 300 employees, and then it gets crazy. We opened Dubai, we opened Mexico. Last year we opened 4 new offices. The year before 3 offices, and we recruit also almost 1,000 people, no, more than 1,000 people this year to reach this crazy number of 4,700 employees. So this is a lot of change for us. As you know, Odoo is the company who publish Odoo.com. Odoo, the software, but is also actually a service company, since almost half of the company is working in service. The service include the implementation services, the custom development, but also the support, the technical support, the upgrade support. So all those people provide service to our customers. So we are a big service company. Of course, we have one huge implementation, a database. This database, unsurprisingly, counts 14 companies. We have 500 modules installed, not all of them, but most of them, for a total of almost 50 applications. So you can imagine the app switcher. If you have all the access right, it's like you're on the run bot. And yeah, we had a little bit of customization, like 60,000 lines of code divided in 15 modules. We have also some line of code directly in the database in automated action, in server action. They are really handy for some specific use. But that's not it. Odoo is not alone. He interacts with a lot of things, the rest of the world. All the database ping us and send usage information, and we send them back if their subscription is valid, how long it will be valid. We interact with apps.odoo.com and also 20 in-app purchase services. When people buy some credit, it has to generate sale order in odoo.com. So we have a lot of interaction. And of course, we also have the interaction with the SaaS and Odoo SH platform. And the size, in this case, matter. Our database is growing bigger and bigger. Right now, last month, we were at 1.7 terabyte of SQL database, which start to be a lot. The file store, it's about 2 terabyte as well. I said gigabyte? It was terabyte, huh? We have almost 6 million of active portal user, 10 million of REST partner. You can imagine the mess inside that table. We have, from the beginning of Odoo, 1 million tickets. They are not all open. Be reassured. We have 120,000 active subscriptions. So it means as much customer that need to be invoiced every month or every year or every 2 years. We have to remind to renew them, etc. We also have that generate a lot of account move. We have right now 5 million of account move. We are not close yet to the 100 million Anthony says we can handle yesterday, but at least 5 million, that's fine. To handle that database, we have some deployment. It's a bit technical, but we have a big database server with 96 core, which serve 6 front-end. So those front-end handle all the requests of our users. We used to have more, but we upgrade for better machine, and now we only need 6. And of course, we have a load balancer to handle, to dispatch all the queries. And everything is replicated in case of disaster, like we had a few months ago. We had the CPU burning. The cooler, the cooling was not working anymore, so the CPU was throttling, and we had to switch on a replicate machine. And fortunately, it didn't last long because we had those machines. So it's never simple with this kind of size and this kind of deployment. Okay, now let's see what Odoo needs. First, as a generic company. If you are a company and you run a business, you probably have those needs as well. The finance, we use accounting, we use the expense. We have 14 companies, so we have also 14 localization installed, and their EDIs. And they all have to work together to cohabit together. It's not, it's not easy, because when they interact together, it's not always a good thing. Of course, we use human resource. First, we have the referral application to get new applicant from our own employee. We have to manage them and all the other applicants that apply by themselves. So we use recruitment. Then they become employee. For some of them, they can choose their salary, especially in Belgium, where they can select some car. So we need fleets, and they need to rest sometimes. So we use also time off. It seems an easy application, but actually, in some countries, it's not that easy. For example, in the United States, it's based on how many days you work so far, and they are generate on the way. And of course, we use payroll. Yeah. For now, only in Belgium and in Hong Kong, but we plan to have more. And since the employee want to have some rise, we need the appraisal to see if they are working well or not. And we use all the productivity tools that we develop. So document, survey, knowledge a lot, sign the contract, discuss mainly in the chatter of every object. I think the mail message table is the biggest. It's half of the database size, just for the message. Here you can see a map of the application for our generic need, the flow of data. We have a different color for fleet because actually we have customization for fleet. The rest is standard. For fleet here, we have a small customization to handle the charging station we offer to our employee in Belgium. Yeah, so that's pretty the need of every company, beside the fleet maybe. But remember, Odoo is also a service company. So what do we need as a service company? First, we need to sell those services. So we need a good CRM, and now we are handling a lot of leads, so it needs to work well. We have live chat that generate high quality leads, people that are interested, problem that we can solve for them. We use appointment that generate also quality leads because there are people that already want to talk to a sales, and not just some people who try Odoo. And obviously, we need the sales application to make quotation and to sell the services. More obviously, we use the service application, the project, as well for the support. We use the timesheet, the planning. Some team needs to plan their team. I think the support needed to know who is on the phone, who is doing live chat. Yeah. We also use live chat for supporting our existing customer. And we use the e-learning to sell the certification. Of course, to have leads, we need a good marketing app, a website that gives us visibility a lot. We use mass mailing to invite people to event, to remind them about the Odoo experience, for example, or for campaign when we launch a new post bundle. We use event as well. We have a lot of roadshow organized everywhere in the world that also generate good quality leads. And of course, we use social to post on every social media. So here you have another map of the marketing and sales. And you see all the data that feeding the CRM, that feeds the sales, and the sales interact with project and the timesheet to know, okay, how is the pack is still with some hour, or do we need to upsell a new pack? And of course, the finance is always everywhere. As you can see, we have customization in the website a lot. We have a lot of specific page, but that's normal. Every website has its own specific page. We have few customization on project and timesheet to automate some process, and also a few customization in CRM. And you're thinking, okay, where is help desk? And actually, for some historical reason, it's not yet there. And we don't know when it will be there. Okay, but that's not it. As you know, Odoo is also the software publisher. And we interact a lot with other platforms, the SaaS and SH, that have to interact with subscription to know if they are valid, to upsell the usage. Of course, we need project for the support and to deliver project. The website is also customized a lot to interact with those platforms. You all know the /trial page to create new database, and the my database page that allow you to manage your existing database. We also interact with apps and in-app purchase. They generate sale order. Since usually there is an external partner making the application or the services, we have to send commission to them. So we use the commission application. And of course, project for the support of those platforms. We also have an upgrade platform. So this platform allows you to upgrade to the next version your platform, your Odoo database. But to be able to use the upgrade platform, you need a valid subscription. So there is an interaction between those. There is also an interaction with project, because unfortunately, it's not always going well when you upgrade your database. So you probably have few issues that you want us to solve, and we use project for that. We also have specific flow to acquire a specific lead. For example, the education program, where we try to get teacher and have them giving a course on Odoo to their student. So we have specific page on the website. We have add more feature on my database, so they can create template. They can duplicate those templates for their student, stuff like that. And we also have a specific flow for the accounting firm. We have customized a lot my database for that, so they can synchronize chart of account between their database of their customer, for example. They can synchronize tags on the account, and we use the partner to store the information about is it an accounting firm, is it not, etc. And finally, we have also the partner program, the partner dashboard that you may already know. You have a lot of useful information in there. You can see the lead that Odoo assigned to the partner. You can see the subscription of the customer you have. You can see the status of your level, how many users you sell this year, how many churn, what is the retention rate, and stuff like that. Okay, and here is the map of all the platform. So in green is the external platform. The square yellow are the website page that we customized. And we also have an integration with GitHub. So when you are a partner and you have a subscription, you can access to the enterprise code, and it synchronizes your GitHub user from your subscription to GitHub to give you access. We can see all the flow, for example, the trial, the educational program, and the accounting firm. they are interacting with the SaaS, and the SaaS interact back to the pricing page when you need to buy a subscription. It upsells the usage you have on your database, and of course, it interacts with my database. So it's to give you an idea of a bit about the complexity of how Odoo interact with the rest of the world. And finally, we also use Odoo for the Odoo experience. We use the event application, so you can subscribe, you can reserve the booth, you can manage all the talk proposal. Of course, the website gives visibility of the event. Marketing to make the promotion. You probably has been invited with an email. When you came yesterday, we printed the badge with the IoT application. We have the point of sale to sell goodies, to sell the ticket and the books. We use the planning internally because, as you've seen, there is a lot of people working from Odoo on this event. And since we have to manage all of them, handle their job, they have to know where to go, when to go, what to do. So we use the planning application and the knowledge to describe their task. And all those applications are standard. So if you want to do this at home, feel free. Everything is ready. OK, let's talk a bit about our mission. So the internal team has a double mission. We have an operational mission. We have to run Odoo.com and make sure it's run smoothly and everyone can work with it, internally and all the customer and the prospect, so everyone. There is a lot of people that can get impacted if something goes wrong on Odoo.com. We have to keep it up to date. It means that every week we are moving to the last commit of the current version, so we can test the last bug fix. Sometimes we have few surprises, but that's good because we fix them before the customer can notice them. And also we upgrade every version, so it's mean 5 times a year. So that's a lot. We are also responsible to improve the process. So every team has idea to automate their process to improve the way they work. And we are here to help them to challenge the needs, see how we can implement them in Odoo. That's mostly the work of our product owner. She's doing that very well. Sometimes people get a bit frustrated because we have to say no a lot, but that's life. We also deploy new features. So when we upgrade to a new version, there is always a new module available. They are not installed directly. Installing a module on a huge database like this, with the deployment we have, it's always complicated. It cannot be done as we want, and we have to test and review the application. So it's also part of our work. And we have to try to keep the database clean, at least for the subscription and other data that matters. It's an everyday fight because we have 2,000 sales that can make mistakes every day. And we also take care of the release on the SaaS. We have specific code that run on the SaaS to give warning for some integration, and this code has to work from the smallest version we have. I think it's maybe 14 to the last version deployed in the SaaS, which is 18 right now. But we are also R&D team. It means that our other mission is to improve the product. So it means we work closely with R&D. We are in the same building. We talk with them every day. Each time people ask for a new feature, we are wondering, OK, maybe this should go in the standard application. We also have a lot of feedback from users, so we improve the existing feature. And since we are the first one to upgrade to the last version, we are the first full-scale test. We have 4,000, 5,000 almost users. If there is something that should go wrong, it will go wrong on our database. And we are there to fix it before anyone else can experience them. So this means we also debug the upgrade script, because once the R&D frees the version, they are supposed to be ready, but there is always few things to improve. And we also work a lot on the performance because we have a lot of data. So if there is some performance problem, we notice it on our database immediately. So let's see a bit the challenge we have. So the first big challenge is the exponential growth. Here you can see the number of leads created per year in the database. And the last year is not done yet. We still have 3 months to go. If you take the sum of this year and last year, you will see that it's bigger than the rest. So the problem with exponential growth is that you have always more data this year than all the previous year. And it's the same for subscription. You see it's even higher, steeper. It's the same thing. So what are the challenges that this exponential growth generate? First, every manual flow you used to have finish at the end doesn't work eventually. The small table, so if you don't know what is a table, it's basically an Excel sheet with the row that are the record and the field, they are the column. It's not stored like that, but you can picture it like this. So all the table become big and have more and more rows. We had the zero order table a few years ago. It was totally manageable. Now it's getting huge and we have to clean it as much as possible. As I said, the data of the last 2 years is bigger than the data of the 10 years before. And when a user make a mistake, for example, if he make a wrong domain to send email to people, previously he may send the wrong email to a few thousand of people. Now sometimes it can happen. It won't happen again, but it may happen that they send to 1 million person, which is really bad. So we have to be really, really careful with that. And if we have problem with invoicing of the subscription, it's the same. In the past, we can have problem with few of them. So we invoice 10 per day. Now we are maybe 1,000 of them per day. So we need to scale. We need to automate all the process. We need to focus on the performance. We have to prevent user mistakes. It's a never-ending improvement. Okay, let's take an example with the CRM. It's an example I know well. We have to handle right now 15,000 leads a day, and we have as many spam that we delete it right away, and we have to dispatch it to more than 1,000 sales. And you know, sales with lead, they are a bit picky. They don't want to have their colleague to have better leads, more leads. So we have to implement in standard a fair and smooth solution to assign the process. We don't want the sales to decide which lead is good or not, so we implement a Bayesian algorithm. It's a machine learning algorithm that is give the probability based on the past. We have marketing campaign that automate the email we send to those leads. And very important, we also implement a fast duplicate check. So we try to merge all the leads that are from the same person, but sometimes it's more fuzzy than that. And when two sales talk to the same prospect, it's really bad. So when they receive a lead, they have to check quickly if there is someone else already working with that prospect. And now they can see directly on the lead, and they click in one click, see, okay, all the lead that we had in the past. It's super important to have those things. But still, we have also tailored solution for the spam filtering. Basically, it's automated action with filter, and we can modify them every day. That's why it's directly in the database. It doesn't require to restart the server if we made change in those spam filter. We dispatch automatically the lead to the partner, and yeah, those lead. The dispatching, manual dispatching is standard, but the automation has been done internally in the database. We are also tagging some leads. So if you are doing a trial on website, we put a tag website that help the machine learning algorithm to give a better probability. Those kind of customization are easily done with automated action and doesn't make sense outside our business. That's why it's tailored in the database. We also have the WhatsApp automation. So when a lead is assigned to sales, it sends directly a WhatsApp message. But of course, there is some team that don't want to send the message. There is also, we have to send different messages depending on the regions. So this has to evolve a lot. So once again, it's in the database. Now we have seen the exponential growth of the data, but there is also the exponential growth of the user internally and externally. And it means a lot of requests to our team for improvement, bug fixing, and all the kind of things you can imagine. So we had, let's say, a mental flow that we try to put on paper for you. This is the kind of request we have. We divide the matrix into four cells. There is the scale of importance. For us, it's mainly how many users get impacted. Is there everyone on the website, or only a small team like the HR team that take care of the fleet? There are only two. It's less important. We also see if it will impact the growth of the company. Sometimes we can deploy and take care of things that does not impact yet a lot of user, but we think it will impact a lot of user in the future. And the other axis is about the emergency. For us, basically, emergency, it means, does it block someone to work? If some people, a lot of people cannot work, that's super urgent. If it's not blocking, usually it's not urgent, except if you have a really hard deadline, which is super rare, actually. For example, the Odoo experience is a hard deadline. If we have things that need to work for this event, you cannot wait 1 week. So you see the different importance and emergency. Then we have, let's say, 3 types of requests. We have the bugs that are linked to our internal code. Remember the 60,000 lines of code. Then in every case, we fix it. We have to fix it. It just depends when, but we always fix it. If it's a standard bug, usually when it's not an emergency, we don't see them, because we have a nice support team that already take care of them, and people know they can send it directly to them. But when it's urgent, usually they come to us. And then we have 2 options. Either we find a solution quite quickly, and we fix it, and we deploy the fix right away, and then we send the patch to the R&D. Or either we try to find a workaround to make it less urgent, and then we can send it to the R&D that have time to find the proper solution. And for the new feature, it's the same. Usually, there is not much few new features that are super urgent. When there is, we try to find a quick workaround, and then the R&D or us, if it doesn't make sense to have it in the standard product, we have time to make a good implementation and think about it. So usually, when there is something urgent, we try to find a quick solution to make it less urgent. When it's not blocking, well, and they want new features that are important, we try to send it to R&D. We discuss with them. They are not always agreed with us that it should be in standard. It's a never-ending discussion, but really try to put it in the standard product. When it doesn't make sense, we do the specific development for us. And when it's not important, well, there is not internal bugs that are not important and not urgent, because we don't make not important feature in internal. And the standard bug, they already go to the support. But when people want new feature, we tell them, you can make a feedback to the R&D. It's not important for us, but maybe it's important for the product, and the product owner of the application will have a different point of view. So it seems that we are doing a lot, but you should know that most of the requests fall into the bottom right part, not urgent and not important. So usually we say no. It's almost a full-time job, thanks to our product owner who is doing that every day. Okay, now let's see. You have seen that we are sending a lot of things to R&D. So let's see some needs that we have that we implemented in the standard. And once again, I will use the CRM because I know very well this application. In the past, when I started 14 years ago, we had few hundred leads to manage per week, and there was someone doing it manually. Then after that, we had the first phase where the sales decide of the weight based on domain. So it's this country has a better weight, this tag has a better weight, etc. And we only assign a lead that had a certain weight. the sales manager were always discussing about, okay, we should change the rule to wait the lead, etc. So we come up with another solution where we don't have this discussion all the time. It's now the machine who decide which lead is good or not based on the past, and usually it's better than just sales thinking choose arbitrary weight. And now we assign all the leads, but the most likely first. And finally, Fabien had in mind that the lead should be handled as quick as possible, since they are warm. So instead of assigning them twice a day, we assign them every 30 minutes, and we send them directly a message: hello, I'm your sales, and I'm here to answer your question. We also had the partner assign a feature developed in standard for us, all the partner web page, the geolocalization, so you can choose some leads, and it will assign directly to the closest partner based on their weight. But of course, there is much more. In HR, we develop salary, fleet, payroll for us. In subscription, we develop almost everything for us. The upsell, the renewal, the automatic invoicing, this is all standard, and it's something we need every day. It's super critical for us. Of course, event, we develop it also for us. We organize a lot of roadshow. In 2020, we had the online Odoo experience, so we developed all the features to have this online event, the room, etc. In accounting, since we are working with subscription, we cannot recognize the revenue directly when we get the money. We have to recognize the revenue on the duration of the subscription. So we are working on a specific report that's called deferred revenue, so you can see when you have to declare your revenue. In marketing, lately we developed WhatsApp for us, but everyone can use it now. We also have the partner commission developed for us, and we probably forget something, but that's fine. Why we love so much to work with R&D? Well, it's because they take care of the maintenance of the application they have developed. So it doesn't scale when you have a team of few people taking care of 500 application, 500 modules, sorry. It's better if the whole R&D work for the maintenance, and it's the same for you. It's better always to use the standard than your custom module. Once the feature is in standard, there is product owner that take care of the improvement of those applications, so everyone, including us, can take benefit of that. And there is more resource available to fix issue. If they are in standard module, we can send them to R&D. When there is something really blocking, in subscription, for example, I sit just next to the guru of the team and say, okay, let's fix that together, let's think together, and let's make it working in few hours. Of course, the upgrade is much easier because the R&D write the upgrade script for all the standard. We don't have to worry about that. So it's always better to have the feature in standard. But sometimes, it really doesn't make sense to have those features in the standard because it's really specific to our business. So we also have some customization for our needs. Why we do that? Well, first, to automate some process. I think you start to know about that now. To have specific data work, to data flow. Also for user safeguard, that we put specific safeguard that only makes sense in our business. We have specific scope. We have all the platform we are interacting with. All those platforms are really specific to us, and the interaction with those platforms only makes sense for us, for the SaaS, apps, ERP, etc. And since we have this database from version 6, between 5 and 6 we didn't upgrade. We just create a new database for the record. But since 6 we are upgrading every new version. So we have a legacy to carry, and sometimes this legacy generates some customization that we keep so far. Let's take the example of subscription. So what is standard? We already talked about it. But what is customized? There is the self-services on the website, so you can buy directly your subscription, monthly, yearly. You can buy your subscription from your database. There is the SaaS and Odoo SH integration, so each time there is a change in the user or the gigabyte or they add a worker, it's sent back to Odoo, so we can make automatic upsell on the subscription. And we have safeguard to prevent user for duplicate subscription. So we have a lot of customers that had duplicate subscription. Now they have an easy warning to tell them, okay, you are trying to make a subscription, but look, there is already one. There is also a lot of mistake on the product they choose. No, we have a really simple and they cannot do whatever they want with the subscription and the product. It's carré. In project timesheet, of course, we use a lot of standard feature, but we had to customize a little bit, actually, in the database, and not only, but to interact with the subscription. So when you have a ticket, you know directly the subscription is valid. You can connect directly to their database to investigate the solution. We have some customization to optimize the subtask flow. So when we have a quick start project, it's a task, and sometimes they need specific development, and it's a subtask of that quick start task. And we have to make sure that some of the fields are synchronized and stuff like that. Small customization, but that helps a lot to avoid not charging the customer and stuff like that. We also have an integration with the CRM, so the sales can, when they want a pre-sales estimation, they can send it to a project, the consultant make the estimation and send it back with an email, a template, the result of the estimation. Okay, help desk. Yeah, that's the question everyone is asking. Where is help desk? Actually, what we use is the project flow. Why? Because in the past, the help desk was managed by project issue that has been merged into project task, and we had a lot of customization on project task, and like the help form that you all probably know, /help, the database integration, so you can connect directly from the ticket to the database. We have the upgrade platform integration, so now when there is a problem in the upgrade, it sends a ticket. On the ticket, you can see all the upgrade requests. This is a lot of integration. We have the upgrade project. Here, it's customization because when you do an upgrade, you probably have more than one problem. Sometimes you only have one. That's nice. But when you have a lot of customization, you can have more than one problem. And it's better if the person who takes care of your ticket is aware of all the other problems. They are centralized into the same project. So we have automation for that. We also have a mass assignation action. So when you have, I don't know, 300, I think, people in the support, it's better when you want to assign one ticket to everyone once a week to have an action to do that automatically. So since we have a lot of customization, it has a heavy cost to change to help desk. We have to duplicate or move those customization. And for now, the benefit compared to the cost, the balance is not in favor of moving to help desk. So sometimes the legacy is a burden, but we have to deal with it. The last challenge I want to talk to you about is the rolling release. Basically, here I have the data from version 9, and it's the number of days we took from the freeze of the version to upgrade Odoo.com. And you see in the past, it was quite messy. There is a line at 60 days because it's about 2 months, and when it's above, that's bad, and when it's below, that's good. We are on schedule. In version 13, we need a lot of time to upgrade because we merge the account move and the invoice together. The upgrade script take ages to run. We didn't have a window of 1 day, so we work a lot to improve the performance of those scripts. And finally, we had to find a window of 4 hours, I think, to upgrade. Then Aline came, or PO, and say, for version 13, we are doing the rolling release for real. And you see, it went super well until we changed everything in subscription. And since subscription was heavily customized, we needed 6 months to have everything working. Then we had the new pricing coming up just after that. So It makes things more complicated. Then it gets better. We had a few delay, but not due to us. And finally, the version 17.3, we decided to skip it, not due to us, but because the R&D make a freeze a bit too late, and it was the holiday, so we decided, okay, let's skip this version and migrate super fast, as you can see, less than a month for the version 17.4. And hopefully, in 1 month, we will have 1 month and a half, the version 18 on Odoo.com, and the customer will be able to upgrade to that version as well. So why we want to do those rolling release? First, it's to deploy as fast as possible a new version on the SaaS, to make also the new feature available for existing customer. As soon as we upgrade, the customer can upgrade. And well, personally, Odoo likes to get rid of the old version because we have to maintain those versions until they are not on the SaaS anymore. Of course, we always maintain 3 versions, but sometimes we have to maintain more on the SaaS and on SH. It has a huge impact on our team because we have to upgrade 5 times per year. Usually, a customer with a lot of customization, we advise them to do that every 2 years. It means that we have more or less 2 months window to upgrade. We have to adapt our internal code base each time. Hopefully, since we are doing minor upgrade, not all the code is impacted each time. But still, we have to test everything each time because we don't know what is broken or not. And we usually have few surprises with performance, and they are super complicated to detect because usually they are linked to the load. So on the test environment, there is nobody testing at the same time. There is no problem, and we always notice it when we start the production after the upgrade. So we are sweating a little bit each time when we restart the server and see how it behaves. So how we tackle this? First, we try to build a team of key users. We train them. We said, you should test like this. You should check your daily scope, your weekly scope, your yearly scope. We explain them how to give good feedback because it's super complicated to have user giving you good feedback. I guess if you are working with customer, you know what I mean. And it doesn't mean because you are working the support that you are good at giving feedback. Usually they are better, but it's not always the case. Unfortunately, it didn't work so well. So we built also a run bot. We had a guy working, we built a custom run bot. The run bot was already working for the standard code, but we had to test all our custom flows. We had someone working for a year, I think, and now it's working super well. We detect issue before the upgrade, before even there are sometimes merge. We update the production every week, so it's make the process much more smooth. We also had to work a lot with R&D to make them write their own script. So now they are ready at the freeze. And then we have someone dedicated on day 1 after the freeze to make them production ready. We also built a very reactive team. So yeah, we are all together in the same room. It's the war room after the upgrade to fix all the issue. And actually, a small story about Fabrice Henrion. He's the director of America. He tells us, we are not testing on test anymore because actually, when you have a problem in production, you solve it in half an hour. It doesn't worth to test in production. It's not very interesting for us. We prefer to fix calmly in test environment, but that's life. And as we said, we already have to solve a lot of performance issue. And so, how it's possible to tackle all those challenges? It's because there is a lot of people working on them. We have a 10 people team working on Odoo.com, 10 people working on all the other application, platform. We have 4 full-time working on the rolling release, testing the script, moving SaaS database to the next version, etc. Of course, we have all the R&D working with us. And finally, we have internal users that are super nice because usually users, they don't want to change. They have something that works and they want to keep it like that. But in Odoo, it doesn't work like that. We upgrade every 2 months and you have to deal with it. And no, they are quite used to it. Even the accounting, you can imagine. So thanks to the company culture. So in conclusion, if you want to ask some question, don't hesitate. The feedback from our usage internally benefit directly to you, the customer, because we have almost 5,000 users working on the latest version. We detect all the bugs that can arise. We have frequent upgrade to battle test the upgrade script. All our needs are always developed in keeping in mind how can we improve the product. And we provide feedback almost in real time to R&D. So as soon as it's upgraded, 1 month after the freeze, they get feedback from real usage of their application. And we are, also now we can scale Odoo for exponential growth. So Odoo is working well for big company because it's working for us. Maybe it's not working for super big company yet, but we will soon, few years, when we will be super big. And that's what makes Odoo so great. One of those things that make Odoo so great. So now we still have plenty of time for questions. C'est quoi l'adresse du pad? Ça marche comment? Ah oui, tu les as. Okay.
So how do you manage access rights? Do you have only standard rights? Do you use roles to
Oui, on t'entend pas. It's a really interesting question.
Can someone hear me? So how do you manage access rights? Do you have only
Toujours
standard
pas, non?
rights? Do
You
use
can hear me?
roles
Yeah, okay.
to manage access rights more easily?
So the question is, you heard the question. Yes, we have custom rules to manage access right, indeed. Not much, but we have some because we have a lot of master data like product, country group, tags, and stuff like that that we don't want to be changed, and so we have access rule that forbid everyone to change it, and only the admin can do it. And I think also, yes, we have user template. We have template for roles. So a business analyst has this kind of access right, and we said this people is business analyst, and he get all the group he needs. And that's a customization. I think it should be in standard, but as I said, sometimes the R&D and us are not agree on what should be in standard.
There's another question from Julien Emono. What can you tell us about the Odoo instances in the Odoo lab trucks?
In our?
Odoo lab trucks.
I didn't get the question.
Me neither, so.
If you can rephrase it, or maybe Aline, you understood it?
I'm going to skip it.
In the truck. In the truck. Sorry, no, in the truck is not Odoo.com. It's I think there is a small computer hidden somewhere. I don't know all the details.
So, how does Odoo handle consolidation for 14 countries? Can it offer a shared chart of accounts?
Share chart of account between countries.
Yeah.
Yes, we use consolidation. It's a specific module in accounting to have a consolidated reporting. We use that. I think no, not yet. Sorry. Okay, so we have a new module in 18 that we are going to test, and hopefully it will work after a few tweaks, probably.
So another question is, how many lines of code are needed, and how long does an upgrade take?
How many lines of code for to upgrade our custom code? So the question is, I guess it's how long is our upgrade script for our custom code? Usually not much. It really depends. Of course, when we change the subscription, we had a lot of line, but usually we have almost nothing, few data to change. It really depends. Usually the thing to change is to adapt the code itself, not to write migration script. But it's the same for all custom module. Usually you don't change your data, your data, your table. So since you don't change your table, you don't need migration script for your custom code. But each time we deploy a new specific feature, but it's not linked to the upgrade cycle, then we have specific upgrade script, let's say, to deploy those new features. But usually they are only few lines of code.
So in an update of a custom module, how do you know the changes in models, fields, views, etc. of the Odoo modules of the new versions? Is there a change log for developers?
That's a question for the upgrade team. There is a small report you get in the database, but usually since we have a run bot and we install all the module on the new version, we detect all the problem when you with the run bot. If you have good test suite, usually you don't need to know every single detail. But yeah, no, there is, I think, not full change log.
How do you handle so many offices? Are you working in one database or are you structured? Do you have one Odoo with multi-company of all offices?
We have one Odoo with multi-company, so everyone is working on the same database. I don't know what I can say more.
What is the release cycle for Odoo Enterprise?
What the release cycle? But there is 4 minor version and 1 major version every year. I think this is the question.
What will you do when 96 cores for the database won't be enough anymore?
Okay, that's a nice question. So you probably heard Anthony. We are going to have multiple servers that are replicate synchronously, and one will handle all the write query that make the modification in the table, and other server will handle all the read-only query. We are in a testing phase right now, I think, for the synchronous replication. Right now, it's not synchronous yet. Once this phase is positive, we probably move on having more than one server.
Why to choose Odoo when you are a developer, not starter, from professional with benefits and maybe cons and pros?
Sorry, the question is?
So why do you why to choose Odoo when you are a developer, not starter, from professional view, benefits and maybe cons and pros?
Odoo as the framework or Odoo as a company?
Odoo as a framework.
Odoo as a framework. But personally, I think Odoo is a really good framework to develop web application and an enterprise application. Actually, I use it for myself without any module install. I make everything custom. It's a really nice product, and it's super easy to customize. So you can achieve a lot of things. Odoo is super generic, and then with few tweaks, few automation, you can make it tailored for your business.
Okay, and last question. Why do you carry a plush snake around the world?
Sorry?
Why do you carry a plush snake around the world?
I don't know who asked this question. The snake is carrying me. Okay. Well, thank you.